Hey everybody. This is a long overdue video. It is based off of a video that I saw by the beautiful Keita Rose. And she did a video. Keita Rose is diagnosed bipolar. It is controlled with medication. No shame at all. But she's very open about this very serious health condition. And in her video, she was talking about how she has gone through depression, which can happen with bipolar. As I understand bipolar, I'm not a therapist, but it's extremes, ups and downs and everything sometimes, whatever. And anyhow, how she's gone through depression, and that you'll have these friends who feel like you're being a bad friend to not check in with them. And, she's like, hey, I was fighting for my life, but, yeah, I guess I should have, checked in with you or something And I understood what she was saying in the video. And if I was not someone who had been on the receiving end of someone weaponizing mental health issues to excuse being a bad partner or a bad friend or other so-called obligations or what have you to me, you know what I mean, whatever, then it would be easy for me to, just be purely sympathetic. And to her, I do understand because, again, she's been very open about her health issues. But meanwhile, you have a lot of people who are undiagnosed. Now, some of them are undiagnosed crazy, but we're not talking about those people. We're talking about people who they've seen some videos on YouTube and they have automatically decided, oh my gosh, I'm autistic, or I'm an introvert, I'm asexual, I'm this, I'm that, da da da. And I'm not trying to be cruel. I'm just saying they're undiagnosed, right? And they have behavioral patterns that contradict their diagnosis, their self-diagnosis, but as it were, they will claim these things. They're not getting treatment for or anything like that to justify being a bad partner, a bad friend, etc., etc. And I want to mostly focus on friendship because that is what Keita did. And I want to say this. I'm in this space in my life that unless you are like a Keita Rose in the sense that you do have a mental health issue that you are super open about with me, so I understand what's going on and everything. I understand that you withdraw, and even then it can be trying if, like, one of the examples Keita used was she was made this into a skit and the girls saw her posting stuff and Keita's like, yeah, I was just trying to get back to myself and everything. And you're supposed to be on Keita's side, as the depressed person. You're supposed to be on her side versus her friend. And the friend's excuses, just so that she could have someone who she can like lay her emotional baggage on, and she was mad at Keita for not being available for that. Well, in my case, I've had friends over the years who, I didn't know whether they were living or dead. And especially in this world where, unfortunately, you hear sad, scary stories all the time of bad things happening, then, yeah, I would like to hear from you. And if you can't show up for me in that way, at a bare minimum, to me, letting me know that you are safe and that you just need some time to yourself, that is the bare minimum, because that has nothing to do with me being a selfish human being. It's my concern for you. And if you can't even show up for me like that, then I definitely don't expect you to show up for me in any other way, so that I wouldn't want to be friends with someone like that. Like, I hope that makes sense. Like, that's not for me. I'm a 42-year-old woman. I've been through a lot of shit in my life. I'm usually on the receiving end of the bullshit, and I just don't have the tolerance for that at this stage of my life. Hello, perimenopause. I don't have the tolerance for that shit anymore. So, let somebody else do it, but it's not going to be me. Like, I think at the bare minimum, you can tell people, especially, let me clarify, some of the people who have weaponized their alleged mental health crises, okay, are people who, if it were someone of the opposite sex, or certain friends, then magically they show up. Quick story. I shouldn't even tell this, but I'm going to tell it. So, I'll just say I knew someone that one time waited like nearly 2 weeks to get back with me, and I realized, I'm like, you wouldn't do this to your other quote unquote friends. So I'm not tolerating this. Like, that's okay. Like, I didn't curse the person out or anything. I just didn't talk to them anymore. I'm like, we don't have anything to talk about at that point. And they use the excuse like, yeah, I've been going through some stuff. And I'm thinking, yeah, but I know that if so-and-so messaged you, you would not wait nearly 2 weeks to get back, sis. So take that and shove it up your ass. I don't need it. I'm good on that. And I'm not bitter. I'm just saying I will cut somebody. Like, you gotta cut it. You go find another fool to put up with that nonsense. It's not me. And there's also these women who they will, sadly, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean about women. I'm just saying because, like the female friendship thing, where if it were a man, he could be sending you a WYD message, okay? Don't even put the question mark, just WYD, and they'll come back to life like fucking Dracula out of a coffin. But your female friends are checking in on you, trying to make sure you're good and everything, and it's radio silence. No, ma'am. Again, yeah, that's for somebody. It's not for me. That's my feeling on that. And I do want to say, if you are a woman, you should take care of your female friends. The ones who are really your friends, you should take care of them. I have found out in recent time that, for one, when you're ill, oftentimes the female friends will do as much, if not more, for you than your own spouse will. Okay, as a woman, if you are ill, okay? A lot of men will duck you when you get sick, which is really sad. There was this baseball player that infamously divorced his wife during her breast cancer journey, So that's just, it's a really messed up world, but that's just one case, and we don't know all the details about that. But oftentimes I've seen so many videos where medical professionals say that they counsel women with cancer or other illnesses that prep them for the idea that their partner may leave them. Meanwhile, they don't do that with male patients because women usually stay by their side. Oftentimes, when a woman dies in a marriage, the man will quickly hook up with somebody else. He'll try to find somebody else, hook up with somebody else, etc. A lot of times when the man dies, the woman will stay single for the rest of her life. And if you have grandparents, older people in your family, you can chime in if you've observed that, or maybe you haven't, but I've definitely observed that. And I don't want to get too personal, but somebody very close to my family pulled that shit. The person, I don't know if they'd even been gone a year, and next thing you know, that person had a girlfriend, and this was someone they were with for a very long time, okay? So yeah, okay. Anyway, it's just funny because, when that man disappoints you, when he breaks your heart, you're turning to those female friends to comfort you, but meanwhile you neglect them for a man. Because I know that I'm kind of mixing and conflating like different topics and stuff, but what I'm saying is, if you treat everybody that way, cool. But if you've got time for certain friends or certain men or whatever, but you don't have time for me, then I will take that personally, and I'm not going to curse you out over it. I'm just going to move forward without you, okay, and just leave you where I found you. I hope that makes sense. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I just want to get that off my chest. Shout out Keto Rose. Take care. Bye.